God, I started sweating to death. I had to take off my sweater. So I was watching those British crime shows, right? And there is a lot of woke stuff. I must have been watching an older one or something before, because I've been watching a couple of newer ones. One of them finished. It was really good too. It was called, oh, I'll have to look it up. I can't remember, but it was really good. And then when I was looking for that one, I found this other one, and it's a longer series. It's like, I can't remember the name of it either. I can't remember. I'm a horrible memory. So, anyways, the thing that is, that I was making me think about was, there's one of the cases, because it's kind of like a British Law and Order a little bit, but I don't know, the British crime ones are just, I like them. So this, and I was thinking about this on a soul thing, so see if I can kind of put it together. So this girl, she got together with this guy, and this is kind of like that Canadian story about that girl getting together with that guy, and then they start killing together. And that was also the one in the story yesterday. The one where the woman and her husband killed that was their thing. They were going to keep her tied up in the attic so he could keep raping her all the time, just keep her as a sex prisoner. And then he started getting worried and killed her. But the wife was all a part of it. But that's what happened in Canada, and that's what happened in this show. So this girl, oh, my nose, my allergies are fucked. Oh, it's toxins, I know it is, because I never had allergies before. Anyway, so she, that's so much snot in my throat. I keep swallowing hard. It's like, fuck, I mean, I need to take I don't even have any Benadryl. But, okay. So anyways, so she got together with him, and then she participated in his murdering. And he was a serial killer rapist. And so she participated. And the cop knew that she had more to it than what she was telling. And so there's kind of like this big dramatic scene where she has to admit it, and he's being very dramatic. And so when she does, then you see, like, she was a victim her whole entire life. She had been a victim. And so she was like the perfect, person for this guy to take, because he could control her. And she had no boundaries. She was just beaten down, I guess her family had beaten her, raped her, starved her, all of that stuff. And so then she started doing it to these other girls. And then she, got caught. And I think he got killed in this battle with the cops. Or something. They don't have guns, which, oh my God, some of the scenes when they go in and confront some of these criminals and they don't have guns, I'm always like, oh my God, this seems so dangerous. Because the criminals have guns. And and big giant knives and machetes and shit. So she, and they don't have anything. They have a freaking little billy club thing. Which I think is pretty weighted. Like, I think it can do a lot of damage, but still you have to get over and start being able to get room to hit them with it. I mean, it's a lot easier to stab someone or slice someone than it is to sit and beat someone with a little club. But anyway, so she gets busted and goes, on trial, and she pleads guilty and stuff. And so she comes back later in another episode. Because then there's a vigilante, that's what I'm watching right now, a vigilante justice person who's killing people who have done this stuff. So it's really horrible, because you don't know it's her. She looks way different, because when she got in prison, she was, they took things and cut all over her face, started her face on fire or something. They did something, broke her back. They were just beating the shit out of her in prison. Just fucked her up. So she ended up, within the first year of being in the prison, she was living in a nursing home, paralyzed, couldn't talk, couldn't do anything, just in a chair. So when she was kidnapped out of there and taken to be killed, and that person killed her, and there is a terrifying moment, it wasn't like a real quick. I think that's always the hardest part, is knowing if it just went like boom, it's that terror of, Am I about to die? Am I about to die? Am I about to be killed? Most people panic over that part, which, yeah, it's a scary part. I mean, we cry when we get born. So, anyways, when I was seeing that, it was just like, oh my gosh, this soul. So she comes in to this world, is completely just abused her whole life, then gets together with someone who continues to abuse her, then goes to prison, gets just, you know, beaten almost to death, and then she gets murdered. I was like, oh my gosh, that is, you know, so tragic. So many things that happen to her. But when you are looking at it from a soul's perspective, like, this is why I think, you know, people just get so judgmental over different things because we don't understand them. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would someone do that? And why would a soul come in to go through all of that trauma? And I mean, what good thing happened in that soul's life? But you may not see it in their life. It's when they pass over, because so many people, it's their life review is when they understand some of their lessons. So that's why I said before, so many people leave the planet and never even, they don't understand how to fix some of this stuff until they go to their life review. And in their life review, they get a new perspective. Something has been, you know, this part of my face is dead from when they, it was a whole thing where the dentist broke my teeth, and then they put in the, whatever those things are called, those fake teeth, and they screw them into your bone. But my body rejected them. But when they did it, still, they did something to my nerves. And so lately it's doing something weird. I don't know. It's like my tongue gets stuck or something. So that's why I keep talking weird. It's doing something weird lately. Maybe it's fixing itself. Hopefully. I know the med beds will fix it. But yeah, it's like my tongue keeps getting like stuck, like I can't talk right. So anyways, that's why I'm talking weird. But anyways, let me see what it was. Oh, okay. So, you know, in that case, it kind of seems like, you know, a victim being victimized. But there's, you know, every single person has to learn their own value. And, you know, maybe you do have to complete a whole life of complete abuse. So you go in the next life, you choose a different kind of thing. Like, well, I need to learn to love myself. I want to be with people who are loving or whatever. But you also, don't forget, you have parameters. Once you choose like a life with your soul group, because you're always with this soul group. So in both of those cases, I'm talking about the stepmom and the dad, or, you know, the show, because the show was showing real thing. I don't know if there's the vigilante part of it, but these girls who are so abused and get together with these guys, and then they are the person who makes the kids, because this happened in Australia too, and it was that guy was taking little kids, and it was the woman he was with was made him feel safe. So the girls and the girls and the kids, when these women are around, they feel safe and they'll get in the car, and then the women are the murderers too. So that has happened a lot of times. And like that one, I think it was in New Zealand or Australia, I can't remember. But she even was so, to me, it's warped. But, you know, she has to go to her life review and look at herself doing this kind of stuff and see how warped it is. Because obviously she was cut off from her own soul, her own abilities to have her moral compass to even understand. Because who would do this? After they murdered the one girl, they had sex on top of her. Have sex on top of a little dead child. It is, but, you know, some stuff is so disturbing and so disgusting. Like, how would you feel if you were the soul who had to go in and, you know, you're back connected with your higher self? Because most people, this is the soul me body time in evolution. And, you know, people who have had their moral compass before, they are just, I believe, kind of more advanced. They've already graduated, and come back, because that is something that souls do. You know, you think like, oh, I'd never go back to this kind of place. Well, I came back. You will find reasons to come back to help, because, you know, you will understand this is a dream, and whatever I'm experiencing is like a dream. So, and I leave it, and it doesn't, that dream will keep going, but I'm not a part of it anymore. I'm in a whole nother one. So we don't feel like how we feel in this. Your soul doesn't feel like that at all. And the more you tap in and connect with your soul, you'll see your soul is very calm. Your soul's not panicking. Your soul's not panicking over Putin. Your soul's not panicking over any of this stuff, because your soul knows that this is part of the reality. This is what's supposed to happen. This is the leaving of this age, moving into a new one. All this has to come to the surface, because it can't go with us. So everything has to be purged out. But all of the people, like when you're with these like that mother and boyfriend and little girl, even if she was adopted, that's still a soul group. They're in the same tribe. So you wouldn't have serious things like that would go on, like people who are abused by somebody. That's your soul tribe. That where people think like, oh, that's not my real family. I wouldn't pick that family. Well, yeah, it might feel like that, because you are in a dream. So yeah, when someone's playing your family, they could have been playing a different part. I think that's probably why in our dreams that people change. You know, you're walking with somebody and then all of a sudden you turn and you're walking with somebody else. Like they're always changing in dreams, you know. But because I'm not just Kelly. I'm a whole bunch of different things. I'm a whole bunch of different people. And the more you connect with yourself, the more you will understand. The more you will see your other lives. You will understand parts of yourself. It's really cool. But anyways, so those people who hurt us the most, they are still in our soul tribe. They are still loving people towards us, even though they're playing this role in this life. But you have played that role in lives past for them. You've been the one who's hurt them. It's just how it goes. That's why it's a waste of time to get into this victim mentality and they're the bad guy, I'm the good guy, and look at, I do everything right and they do everything wrong and they're so mean. And but you were the one who was like that before, and now it is, you are on the other side of it. However the situation was that you were born, it could be played out in a whole lot of different ways, but it's this certain kind of certain, I don't even know what to call it. It is, I don't know, certain like plays or whatever. Like if you had a library full of different lives and all different things that could happen, you know, you have to go in and do the whole series. Then you play all different parts in this series. So you're not just the good guy. Even in this life right here currently, you're not just the good guy. There's plenty of people who think you're the bad guy. It's just the way it is. Because we're learning from each other. This isn't like we're out to hurt each other. We're learning from each other. And it doesn't feel like that until you connect to that. When you connect to it and you start looking at it from that perspective, then you see it different. As long as you keep looking at it from like the 3D kind of perspective, then it's going to feel like pain and suffering and cruelty and all of that stuff, because that's what's playing out. But so it can play out. It's like you can have board games down here, you know, and you can play out these different scenarios. That it's just different. It's just different here in the 3-dimensional of the different kinds of things that you can play out. So you just have a lot of different situations, but a lot of people just get in their heads like that they're the victim and everyone's out to get them. They don't belong here and all that. When you can pull back into that, and start looking at it differently and say like, oh, I totally belong here. This is great. I'm learning so much. I am playing the roles for others to learn from. It's a completely different perspective. But with all this stuff going on and everything, we just have to keep remembering that it's supposed to play out the way it's playing out. We don't have control over it. It's going to play out the way it's supposed to play out because it's like a scripted event. Everything that happens, it is only going to happen that way. There's no other way it's going to happen. So whatever's going to happen from all this, and there could be some bombs that are going to go off. There could be some mass casualties. Like, I don't know, but those people would have come here for that. There's not like any surprise to a soul. Everything is down to fate and destiny. And yeah, you maybe have where in your life you keep feeling like, I'm supposed to do this, but I pull back. I'm supposed to do this, and then you pull back. That was always going to happen. You have to get yourself to that place of knowing what you want, going for what you want. And, that's empowering. To know your own power is empowerment, is to know your own abilities. And sometimes we have to be our own hero. And we get thrown challenges so we can prove who's the hero to ourselves all the time. A lot of people, they aren't in that place. They're still in that self-loathing. Life's out to get me. I'm just a victim. It's a gradual movement out of that headspace into one of empowerment, because empowerment is it's owning everything. Owning your life, owning your behavior, owning your circumstance. Knowing that it is there for you. There's a lot of reasons why people are born poor, or women are born and and become sterile or whatever. There's reasons why souls go through all of that stuff. Everything that you think is horrible, your souls go through it. Your own soul's probably gone through it, and that's why it's horrible. It's in your inner, it's inside of you already. You already know, like, oh, that is horrible. I don't know what they're going to learn from that is that it's horrible, because because you've already gone through it, and you just don't remember. But the more you connect with yourself, the more you will remember. And that is how we release judgment. They're just learning something that we already know. So it can seem like, oh my God, that's so stupid. That's so dumb. That's so ignorant. Why would you do that? But we're wasting time because they're just trying to learn what we already know. We just don't have much empathy for that right now. We're just in a very hierarchy, judgmental, trying to one up everybody. I'm better than you. You're, I don't know, the victim thing. I mean, that can be used either way. Oh, poor me, I'm such a victim. Oh my God, you're such a victim. It goes either way. So everything does. There's no one side to anything. Everything is more perspective to every single thing. It's much broader. It is a spectrum of perspective. And so where you settle is to your own abilities, to your own understanding of whatever you're experiencing. But if for a conscious being, you can step back at any time and try and look at things from a broader perspective. Just don't stay so close. Stand back and try and understand things on a broader perspective. That is elevating your soul. That is trying to understand life on another level. And so many people are locked into such a narrow perspective that you will feel like life's out to get you. When you open yourself up to what this place is and understanding, I'm in school right now and I'm graduating. And then it gives you, like a happier, I wouldn't say happier. I mean, I feel happy. Like I don't feel scared. I don't feel scared about what's happening. I haven't felt scared. You know, I didn't feel scared about all of that stuff. I knew right away that, you know, they're poisoning us and we need to be vigilant in our own care. But some souls have to learn that the hard way. You know, to me, it seems like the hard way. But, you know, when you learn something, you have to go through the process. There is no cheating. There's no like, you have to go through the process. Some of the people are going through this process right now. The guy in Poland just texted me. Yeah, geez, that's why I'm sitting here. I was very motivated today to talk about some of this stuff because, yeah, I know it's scary for some of you guys. It's really, really scary, and I'm really sorry. You just have to stay vigilant and stay safe, and know that you are where you're supposed to be, even if it doesn't make any sense, even if you can't understand it at all. Don't be in fear. Just keep remembering, this is a dream. This is a dream. This is a dream. My soul is with me. I am an eternal being. Nothing can harm you. So I'm going to go and, talk to him. So, but these are the things that we just have to remember. You know, stay strong, connect with your soul, and it will take away a lot of your fear, a lot of your pain when you understand what this place is all about. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.